Are you a performer? Do you like to perform live music or dance, make speeches, or take part in theatrical productions? On the other hand, maybe you like to have a good time watching these performers live or on the internet. Either way, there is information in this video that will be relevant and important for you. This is Mel. She has prepared a concert for you. She has been attending music lessons since the age of 6, has practiced thousands of hours, spent a great deal of money on her violin and studied at uni. She doesn't only practice the performance, but works on publicity, pays for sound technicians, and hiring the hall. And then, during the performance, this happens. On one hand, Mel is really excited that people are interested in her music. But then again, she can only imagine what happens with those recordings. Do you think that Mel should have a say in what happens to recordings of her performance? Do you think Mel should be able to make money from the recording of her performance? In Australia, we think so. The Performers' Rights provisions of the Copyright Act of 1968 recognise the time, effort and unique ideas that are part of a live performance and give certain performers certain rights in their staging of the performance. The performers' rights apply to the live performances of these kinds of works. Unfortunately, if your performance or the performance you're watching does not belong to these categories, these rights will not apply to you. There are 3 areas of rights relating to performers in the Copyright Act: the right of consent, co-ownership of copyright, and moral rights. Performers have the right to give or refuse consent to the audio and video recording of, and reproduction and communication of their live performance. So, if you record a performance without the performer's consent, you have made an unauthorised or bootleg recording and have infringed that performer's rights. You are also infringing a performer's rights if you share or make a copy of that bootleg recording, use the recording as a soundtrack on a video, or try to make money from the recording. Now, these rights don't last forever. Very generally, the performance's protection period lasts for 20 years, but for sound recordings, it is usually 50. As an incentive to do the right thing, if you're caught infringing performers' rights, the performer can sue you, or you could also be fined or imprisoned. Since 2005, the Copyright Act has recognised performers as makers of sound recordings. So, for audio recordings of the live performances listed above, it is now recognised that 2 parties own the copyright in the sound recording of that performance: the person who owns the recording medium on which the recording is made, and the performers who contributed to the sound of the live performance. Moral rights were introduced in 2007 and apply to performers who contribute to the sounds of a live performance or live performance sound recording and the types of performances discussed earlier. These moral rights include the right of attribution, meaning the performer has a right to be identified as a performer; the right against false attribution, meaning that a performer's name cannot be used when they are not a performer in a performance; and the right of integrity, meaning that the performer's performance must not be greatly distorted or altered in a way that may hurt their reputation. So let's test who this provision applies to. If you're a ballet dancer making no sound, these rights will not apply to you. If you're a tap dancer, well, maybe this would apply to you. If you're a musician, this will definitely apply to you. What about if you're a conductor? This will actually apply to you, as you are taken to be producing the sound of an orchestra. To wrap it up, performers' rights in the Copyright Act exist to help performers control what happens during and with recordings of their live performances, so they can benefit from their hard work. This happens in 3 ways: by giving performers right of consent, co-ownership of copyright, and moral rights.